Hello, everybody. We got a bit of a special Oscar buzz today. We are talking about the Gotham Awards, more specifically, giving our personal picks on what we'd like to see win and our predictions on what we would like to see win. Then afterwards, we can see who was right. Um, this should be fun. This should be fun. It's our first of these types of videos. We'll try and do them with most of the major ceremonies like Indie Spirit, SAG, PGA, DGA, WGA,
Golden Globes.
Golden Globes, of course,
Good,
BAFTAs,
good to hear.
Oscars. Uh, yeah, yeah. Um, but we were talking about the Gotham Awards today, and Thomas, you just want to jump straight into our first category.
Sure, I'm excited. This is the first sort of precursors, so feels like we're
Yeah,
really now into the season. Yes, we were talking about it back in August, but you know, now it feels like we're really getting into it. So yeah, exciting stuff.
absolutely. So yeah, the Gotham Awards are Monday the 29th. So in a couple days. In a couple days, we will have our first major winners of the award season. So the nominees for Breakthrough Performer are Amelia Jones in Coda, Natalie Morales in Language Lessons, Rachel Sennott, Shiva Baby, Susanna Son, Red Rocket, and Amalia Ullman in El Planeta. Thomas, what is your personal pick?
Okay, so my personal pick. This will be a recurring theme. I live in the UK, so I haven't managed to see many of them, but I've seen what I can. I have seen quite a few. So, but this is one of the categories where I've only seen one. So my winner here is going to be Rachel Sinnott, but I do think she would still massively deserve it, even if I had seen a few more, because she was brilliant in Shiva Baby. Absolutely phenomenal.
I would like to echo that. So I have seen everything but Red Rocket. I've seen Coda, I've seen Language Lessons, and I've seen El Planeta. And Rachel Sennott is still the my number one personal
Cool.
pick. And Shiva Baby, she's just I love that movie to no end. I think she's really phenomenal. In El Planeta, Molly Ullman's pretty fun. Language Lessons, I'll shout out later, but like Natalie Morales crushes it. And then I love Coda, but Shiva Baby's pretty great. What are you going to be predicting though, Thomas?
So this is a little more tricky. There's, I'd say, probably the biggest film in here is Coda. So
Right.
if they are going to try and give that an award, maybe they'll give it to Amelia Jones. And so I think that is where my prediction is going to go towards. I think, the rest of them, they've picked up a few nominations elsewhere, but Coda's the one with quite a few nominations across the board. So I feel they will go with her for this one.
Yeah, it makes the most sense. Like Coda makes the most sense. I I could see them going out of their way with like some like Red Rocket or El Planeta, but I will also we're completely agreeing so far. I will also be picking Amelia Jones and Coda. I just it granted Gotham words don't always go with what makes the most sense, but Amelia Jones definitely makes the most sense.
Mm.
All right, supporting performance. We have Reed Birney in Mass, Jessie Buckley, The Lost Daughter, Coleman Domingo in Zola, Gabby Hoffman, Come On, Troy Kotzer in Coda, Marley Maitland in Coda, and Ruth Nega in Passing. Thomas, your personal pick.
So I've seen Passing and I've seen Zola. Just watched Zola this morning, so it is a bit more fresh in my brain. Maybe there is some recency bias here, but I'm going to go with Coleman Domingo from Zola. I think he was one of the standout parts of the film. He was great
Agreed.
in everything he really did. I love the way he sort of switched between angry and he was very good in the performance. Really stood out in the film. That would be a difficult film to stand out in. There are a lot of things that they do and he really excels. And I think Ruth Negga is good. She is great. She is one of the best parts of her film as well. But I do think Coleman Domingo just brought so much to the role, so much fun I had with the character.
Yeah, yeah. So I've seen Zola, Coda, and Passing out of these. Come on, Lost Daughter and Mass haven't released for me. I think as they haven't for you. Um, but yeah, so this is a bit tricky for me. I will actually be going with Marley Maitland in Coda. I think that she's really, really phenomenal. I love Coda, as I have said. Um, as good as Ruth Negga is in passing, my personal pick is going to be Marley Maitland and Coda. Thomas, what is your prediction for the supporting performance category?
Yeah, so this one is a bit trickier because I think there are a few options, a few different directions you could go with. I think probably the front runners right now are Ruth Negga and Jessie Buckley, just because they come into the two films that are pretty high up in terms of most nominations here. The Lost Daughter in Passing being among the two biggest in the ceremony. You know, you could make a case for Gabby Hoffman as well. She has been receiving a lot of buzz. Come on, just released and has been very well received. I think so. However, I'm going to go with Ruth Negga for passing. I think she is the front runner at the moment. She is the one that is in contention for the Oscars, so I will go for her.
See, I would argue that Marley Maitland is currently stronger than Jessie Buckley in this category.
Yeah, I'd say that's true. But then again, you could make the case for Coda splitting votes with two in the category.
That's true. That's true. Also, I could see Reed Birney coming out of nowhere as a dark horse because they clearly thought he was the best cast member in Mask.
Yeah.
Over all of the other three, which are actually going for Oscars. So that's impressive. So I know Reed Birney could just come out of absolutely nowhere and take the category. So who knows? But yeah, I will also be picking Ruth Negga in passing. We're on point today. Again, it just makes the most sense. I think she'd be very deserving. And that could be pretty big for her in the Oscars landscape to pick a big Gotham win. Very, very interesting, especially when she's competing against Marley Maitland, who's one of the few that are going for the same kind of, 3, 4, 5 spots in the supporting actress category. So very interesting. Very, very interesting. All right. Lead performance. We have Olivia Colman, The Lost Daughter. Frankie Faison in The Killing of Kenneth Chamberlain. Michael Greyeyes, Wild Indian. Brittany S. Hall, Test Pattern. Oscar Isaac, The Card Counter. Taylor Page in Zola. Joaquin Phoenix, Come On, Come On. Simon Rex, Red Rocket. Lily Taylor, Paper Spiders. Tessa Thompson, Passing. Thomas, your personal pick.
My personal pick is Nicolas Cage, and it is a crime that he was not in this category. But since I'm going to have to pick one from the category, again, it really comes down to Passing or Zola. And I will this time reverse my decision from the other one and go with Tessa Thompson in Passing. I just thought maybe she had more to do than Taylor Page, and Taylor Page wasn't really that standout in her own movie, which is a problem if you're a lead performance. I think Tessa Thompson really commanded the screen in a way that Taylor Page didn't really. So I will go with Tessa Thompson here.
Yeah, it's kind of a crime that Taylor Page wasn't nominated for breakout performance, since I believe it was her first or second film role.
Yeah, I'd say that would be the more sensible place to put her.
Absolutely, absolutely. Especially over like someone like Natalie Morales, who's been in like a bunch of stuff before. She was in like Wall Street Money Never Sleeps. She was a voice performer in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Like she's been all over the place before. So weird that she was in breakthrough performance. Like as good as she is in Language Lessons, I would have much rather seen Taylor Page there. So I was able to actually see quite a bit from this category. So I saw The Killing of Kenneth Chamberlain. I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but Frankie Faison is very good. Wild Indian was okay, but once again, Michael Greyeyes was easily the standout of the film. Test Pattern, I feel like I'm a broken record, but the movie was fine. But Brittany S. Hall was definitely the standout of the film. The Card Counter is just a bad movie, and I don't know why it's actually getting nominations. Zola had a lot of fun with. Yeah, Taylor Page doesn't have a lot to do, but I think that she carries a lot of the fun of the movie. Personally, I think it's a lot more of a comedic performance. And then I seen Paper Spiders, which was actually very good, and then Passing, which I really liked. So my personal pick kind of gonna come. I don't know what that sentence was. What was that sentence? Kind of. I
Yeah.
am a broken record. My personal pick is going to be Lily Taylor in Paper Spiders. She gives a really, really phenomenal person as a mom with paranoia who's like distancing herself from her daughter due to her paranoia. It's really, really good. The movie has some like, tonal and pacing issues aside, but like she's really phenomenal in the movie. So that will be my personal pick. Thomas, what are you predicting?
So here I'm predicting there are two people in this category that are in contention for Oscars, and they are Olivia Colman in The Lost Daughter and Joaquin Phoenix in Come On, Come On. I do think it will come down to those two. And from all the buzz I've heard from Come On, Come On, Come On, Come On was received very, very well. So I am going to give it to Joaquin Phoenix. I feel like this is an award they might want to give him. They want to put him up into the best place to get an Oscar nomination because I'm sure lots of people would love to see Joaquin Phoenix take that fifth spot that we've talked about. We don't know who's going to get it. Joaquin Phoenix is definitely on the bubble at the moment.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I quite honestly think that Joaquin Phoenix isn't even in the top two. I think that it is still Olivia Colman and Ruth Negga in those top two spots. And simply because they were nominated everywhere. Like, I think it's hard to argue with those two movies when talking about the Gothams. So, since I'm giving Ruth Negga supporting, I think Lost Daughter gets lead. I think Olivia Colman wins the category because we like she's become very strong for an Oscar nomination.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the Sundance Circle Awards nominees. So they do like a full thing. They're the first critic circle to release their nominees, but they have like 15 categories or so. And it was really interesting. They got Being the Ricardos was in Best Picture, as was I believe The Lost Daughter. And House of Gucci was nowhere to be found.
Yes.
We'll talk about more of that on next week's Oscar Buzz plugs. But I'm going with Olivia Colman. Thomas going with Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
Is that the
I
first
also
time
think
you've heard?
that is the first time we did it. I also think I would make this argument that because Come On, Come On wasn't nominated very much elsewhere, they're looking at his performance and they're thinking, okay, it's not a best picture, Come On, Come On, but we do love his performance enough to put into lead performance. I think that is a case that could be made.
Interesting. It's definitely a case to be made. I don't entirely buy into it, but award shows have done that in the past, so
Yes.
there's there's not that much of an argument I can make against it. Okay, so best screenplay. We got The Card Counter. Boo. We have El Planeta. We have The Green Knight. We have The Lost Daughter. We have Passing, and we have Red Rocket. Thomas, your personal pick.
Okay, so my personal pick is gonna be The Green Knight. I think The Green Knight is one of the standout films of the year. Definitely in the top five for me. And yeah, it is just a brilliant, brilliant experience. The screenplay I wouldn't say is its strongest part, which is an odd thing to say, but I do think there are parts of a film that are stronger and are more resonant. But the screenplay is still very, very good, very, very competent. The only other one I've seen is Passing, and I did think it was maybe a bit messy in parts, a bit slow. Um, so I don't think it was the strongest screenplay, but I can see why it got the nomination here. It's been nominated elsewhere. Why not give it a screenplay category? But my pick will be The Green Knight.
Yeah, so I've seen The Card Counter, which is awful, as I've expressed. Awful is an over exaggeration. It isn't a terrible movie, but like nowhere near deserving of any awards. El Planeta is actually a lot of fun. Like on rewatch, that could take the screenplay category for me. It's really, really a lot of fun. If you're at all interested in the French New Wave, this is like a great modern take on it. It's a lot of fun. The screenplay is really well written, and it's only like an hour 20 minutes, which is like how long every movie should be. And I have also seen Passing and The Green Knight. I agree with you on Passing. I think that what Passing tries to say with its ending is doing a lot. It just wasn't executed well. Like I don't know. I'd have to read the actual screenplay. I don't know how messy the screenplay actually is, or just how Rebecca Hall as a debut director kind of like messed it up with her pacing. I don't know who that entirely falls on, but it was definitely came across pretty messy and slow. So because of all those reasons, it probably comes down to the Green Knight and El Planeta, and I will be also picking the Green Knight. So we agree on our personal pick there. Yeah, it's not the best part of the movie by any means, but like it's
Yeah.
it's still pretty good. I've
Yes.
also been reading the original poem, Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, and it's actually like surprisingly entertaining. So
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
all right, what is our prediction though for best screenplay?
Again, I do think it comes down to The Lost Daughter versus Passing here, even though we were not really fans of the screenplay of Passing. It is one of the biggest films in here. It's one of the ones with most
Yeah.
nominations. But I do think they will look at it and think, okay, it's not the strongest. So I do think The Lost Daughter will take this category.
100% agree. I can just copy over your audio file and play it again right here. Yeah, passing was good, not great. Hence, they give it to The Lost Daughter because those are really the only two big contenders. We haven't really talked about Red Rocket at all, just because like neither of us have seen it. But like that picked up screenplay, it picked up lead performance, and it picked up breakthrough performance. So it picked up 3 nominations, which is interesting. So they clearly liked the movie. So very interesting. I don't know if it maybe wins one of them. What do you think is Red Rocket's most likely? Because I would argue that it's most likely a screenplay.
I would say screenplay. I definitely don't think it will win lead performance.
No.
I could see breakthrough performance. It doesn't look like the most stacked category. Yes, we've said we really like Rachel Sennott in her, but in the film, but she isn't really a hot contender
Right.
for anything big like outside of this competition, really. So I could see them Susanna Son slipping in there for Red Rocket. I do think that's probably its best shot. I just think
Yep.
screenplay at this point is really the Lost Daughters one to lose.
Yeah. The only one I think maybe with screenplay is that they like Sean Baker. They've nominated him plenty in the past for both Tangerine and the Florida Project. So
Mm.
maybe, but yeah, it's an interesting film in the award season because like it's A24, people loved it, but then it's just like kind of existing without like really going. It isn't going. Like it's not like I don't think going to win a lot at the Indie Awards, which means that it's not going to get up to like the bigger ones. So it's kind of existing in like this like limbo
Yes.
between the two. So very interesting film in the award season. Okay, breakthrough director. We have Maggie Gyllenhaal, The Lost Daughter. We have Edson Oda, 9 Days. We have Rebecca Hall, Passing. We have Emma Seligman, Shiva Baby, and Shatara Michelle Ford, Test Pattern. Thomas.
Okay, so I prefer Shiva Baby as a film to Passing. Those are the two that I've seen in this category. But I do think that Passing was very, very well directed by Rebecca Hall. I thought all the cinematography, it looked beautiful. It really did. All the performances were great, and she definitely would have had some hand in making them as good as they were. I do prefer Shiva Baby as a film, but I do think that looking at directing and who had maybe the harder job, I would give it to Rebecca Hall.
Interesting, yeah. So I personally didn't think that Rebecca Hall actually did a great job. I think that was like probably one of what let the movie down for me. Was how she directed it, which is interesting. Interesting. So I've seen everything on here except The Lost Daughter. And 2 of my favorite films of the year are on here: 9 Days and Shiva
Yes.
Baby. They are my number 1 and my number 2. So very happy to see that. And as much as I love Shiva Baby, my personal pick will be my number 1 movie of the year, Edson Oda for 9 Days. The man doesn't even have a Wikipedia page. He's the only one on here, and he does a phenomenal job, and I can't wait to see what he does next. Like what a debut directorial performance! Like he absolutely crushed it. I can't wait for you to see this.
Yeah, definitely check it out as soon as possible.
It's very, very good. So that would be my personal pick. But Thomas, what is your prediction?
And again, I now feel like a broken record because I do think it is between Passing and The Lost Daughter. But just like screenplay, I think it will. I think one of the two will start running the Oscars. Will not the Oscars. Will run this award show. Will get.
Yeah,
I don't think they'll try and split it. I'll give one here, one there. I don't think they'll do that. So I do think director they'll give it to Maggie Gyllenhaal. You know, she's a very
yeah,
respected actor in the industry, so they'll want to celebrate her here, I think, and so they will give them then the screenplay director and spoilers another potential award later on.
yes. What it's winning documentary? Um, yeah, I think that they split the acting categories between the two, between Lost Daughter and Passing. But yeah, I completely agree. Maggie Gyllenhaal's gonna just run the ceremony. She's gonna go up twice in a row. It'll be a thing. And yeah, I'm picking Maggie Gyllenhaal for The Lost Daughter as my prediction. All right, best international feature. This is an interesting one. So we have Azor, Drive My Car, The Souvenir Part Two, which is still so weird that it's an international.
Hmm.
Titan, What Do We See When We Look at the Sky, and The Worst Person in the World.
Okay,
Thomas.
now this is the category. Unfortunately, I have not seen any of them. So in which case, I'm going to have to represent England and go with the Souvenir Part Two as my pick. Just national pride in that. So
Yeah. Okay, so I've only seen Titan on here. I haven't done a great job. To be fair, none of them are released except the Souvenir Part Two, and that's in the US, and that is only in limited theatrical release right now. But I do love 2019's The Souvenir. I think it's a really great film. But I'm not too mad about having my default personal pick be Titan. I'm
no.
not mad about it. I love that movie so much. So sure, why not Titan? But what are you predicting here?
See,
I'm
this
very
is a
curious.
bit more interesting because this is going to be quite a close competition to me. I do think there is a good case that could be made that they go for Titan. It's been talked about. It's been pretty popular, and I do think that it does have a strong Oscar potential. But I do think I am going to go with the safe pick here and go with the worst person in the world. I just think it is currently at this point the strongest. I could see an upset though. I could see Titan upsetting. I could also see a film like Drive My Car upsetting. If
Even the
that,
souvenir, I could see that
yeah,
upset.
even this, even the, yeah. So there could be an upset, but right now I am going to go with the safest choice.
Yeah, so like I was saying, like yeah, drive my car in the souvenir part two could very easily upset Azor and what do we see when we look in the sky. I think have no shot.
Hmm.
Um, but top two are Titan and the worst person in the world. I will be predicting Titan.
Okay.
I think they go for it. I think they try and boost its Oscars chances to actually get a nomination, maybe even a win. Imagine if Titan wins International Feature at the Oscars. How amazing would that be? Um, so yeah, worst person in the world, I think is definitely the safer pick, but I'm going to go out there and go with Titan. All right, documentary feature. We have Ascension, Fiat Die, Flee, President, and Summer of Soul. I think we've each only seen one of these movies.
Yes, and we've each seen the same one. So
Yep.
our picks, I guess, will be the same here. But Summer of Soul, a very respectable pick to be your default. It wasn't. I don't think it was. I loved it, but that's because music documentaries are not really my style of thing. But it was a very well done musical documentary. It was very well done for what it was. So yeah, it's a very very competent default pick.
Yeah. I love the documentary style of filmmaking. Like if you put together a well done documentary, so basically just anything but the social dilemma. Um, if you put together like a well done documentary, I'm probably gonna love it. I love the I love documentary filmmaking. So this really, really worked for me. I really loved it. Um, is there anything else on here that we think could win? Because I think that Flea wins. My
You
personal
think
pick's
of
Flea.
Finland? Okay, I don't think that Flea wins. I think it is number 2 at the moment, with Ascension very close behind. I think Friday and President are pretty out of this at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, they could if they want to go really out there, but I think the 3 are Flea, Ascension, and Summer of Soul. But I do think Summer of Soul wins because I think it is the biggest here. It's the strongest potential for winning at the Oscars. And it is a film that is very easy to back. It's a film that is very easy to get behind and give it the win.
I think so is Flea. Flea supremacy. Flea's gonna win everything. Flea for Best Picture. All right, we have Best Feature. So you're picking some. Just to be clear, so we each picked Summer of Soul. You're predicting Summer of Soul, and I'm predicting. All right.
Yes.
Best Feature. We have The Green Knight, The Lost Daughter, Passing, Pig, and Test Pattern. So I've seen everything but The Lost Daughter. What have you seen out of these?
I've seen The Green Knight, Passing, and Pig.
All right, cool. Yeah, you don't really need to see Test Pattern. It's pretty
Okay.
relevant.
Okay.
I would be shocked if it shows up at any other awards other than this.
Right.
Thomas, what's going to be your personal pick here?
Okay. Now, this is going to sound weird because the one that is my favorite film of this category is The Green Knight. But I'm not going to pick that as what I want to win Best Feature, because I want Pig to win Best Feature because it didn't get any of the love it deserves. It's been not talked about enough, and it needs to be, and it needs to get this award. It's not going to, obviously, but I'd just love to see Pig win. I really, really would. You know, and The Green Knight, I think, is a better film, yes, but it's been talked about. People know about The Green Knight. People love The Green Knight. Everybody loves The Green Knight. Not enough people know about Pig. Not enough people talk about Pig. We need to talk about Pig.
Let's talk about Kevin. So yeah, no, like I love Pig. I think that is very, very good. I know it in the Thomas Gotham Awards, in that alternate reality where The Green Knight wins Best Screenplay, and then it goes to Pig for Picture.
Yeah,
I could see that happening. Like,
yeah,
I really do love Pig. My personal pick though is going to be The Green Knight, with Pig in a close second, followed by Passing and then Test Pattern. I love The Green Knight so much. It's in my top 5 of the year.
yeah.
I think it's really, really phenomenal. But Pig, I mean, I will say, like you were saying, if Nicolas Cage got a nomination in lead performance, he wins for my personal pick, without a doubt. He's just phenomenal. Like, I would argue maybe the best Nicolas Cage performance he's ever, like, maybe his best performance ever.
I definitely think it has to be up there. I mean, yeah.
Like, you could make the argument for something like Leaving Las Vegas or like Moonstruck. But like,
One National Treasure, Book of Secrets, you know. Or The Wicker Man. He was terrible in The Wicker Man. But yeah, I would agree. Pig is probably the best I've seen him.
Yeah, that's okay. We shouldn't even. The Wicker Man is just like, you shouldn't even make jokes about that. Like, that's just such a disgrace that, like, it needs to be left alone. But moment of truth, Thomas, what are you predicting?
So I sort of spoiled it earlier. I gave it away. I said, okay, I'm giving director, I'm giving screenplay to this film, and I'm giving this feature as well. I don't see why they're going to give a film director and screenplay and then not give it feature. That seems very odd. So The Lost Daughter is my prediction to win, and my prediction to absolutely dominate this award show.
Agreed. I think it takes 4 out of his 5 awards: picture, director, screenplay, and lead performance. Like, the 4 arguably biggest awards. I think it just absolutely annihilates the ceremony and launches its Best Picture campaign. Because I do think it gets into Best Picture at the Oscars. So would we like to recap our picks and predictions?
Sure.
Do you want to go first or me?
I can go first. So in breakthrough performance, my pick is Rachel Sennott from Shiva Baby. My prediction is Emilia Jones from Coda. For a supporting performance, my pick is Coleman Domingo in Zola. My prediction is Ruth Negga in Passing. For best lead performance, my pick is Tessa Thompson for Passing. But my prediction is, it's very close between Olivia Colman and Joaquin Phoenix, but I am going prediction Joaquin Phoenix. Best screenplay, my pick is The Green Knight. My prediction is The Lost Daughter. Best director, my pick is Rebecca Hall, but my prediction is Maggie Gyllenhaal for The Lost Daughter. For documentary, my pick and prediction is Summer of Soul. And for best feature, my pick is Pig. My prediction is The Lost Daughter.
And international feature.
And international feature, my pick is The Souvenir, just by default. My prediction is The Worst Person in the World.
All right, breakthrough performer. I picked Rachel's Not Shiva Baby. I am predicting Amelia Jones and Coda. Supporting performance, I am picking Marlee Maitland and Coda. I am predicting Ruth Negga in Passing. Lead performance, I am picking Lily Taylor in Paper Spiders. I am predicting Olivia Colman, The Lost Daughter. Screenplay, I am picking The Green Knight by David Lowery. I am predicting The Lost Daughter by Maggie Gyllenhaal. Director, I am picking Edson Oda for 9 Days. I am predicting Maggie Gyllenhaal, The Lost Daughter. International feature, I am picking and predicting Titan. Documentary feature, I am picking Summer of Soul. I am predicting Flea. And best feature, I am picking what did I pick? I'm picking The Green Knight, and I am predicting The Lost Daughter. We each have Lost Daughter picking up the most wins, me with 4 and you with 3. And then Passing with 1. You have Come On with 1. And then we each have Coda winning once. Plus Titan. I have Titan, you have Worst Person in the World, Summer of Soul, Flea. So, those are our predictions for the Gotham Awards. I'd love to see your predictions in the comments below. Boom! Look, I did it. I did the thing. And yeah, we'll probably talk about the Gothams on Oscar Buzz because we usually record on Tuesday, so it'll be very fresh in our minds. And we'll see who got the most predictions right. It'll be interesting.
Yes, for sure.
Maybe we should bet, but not on stream. No. All right.
Behind closed doors,
Behind closed doors, allegedly.
Back alley gambling.
Yeah. All right, Thomas, anything you'd like to say before we head out?
You can go follow me on YouTube at Payman's Pictures. I release new videos every week. Coming soon, way too soon. It's nearly Christmas, so the 12 days of movie Christmas will be starting. We're in the 12 days leading up to Christmas. I'll be reviewing a film a day.
Yep. What an undertaking.
Yes.
You're also on Letterboxd at what name?
Yes, at T_glad to Sony. Yes, that is spelt wrong, but we're not paying for an account to change it.
No. Maybe that will be your birthday present. I'll send you a pro account. I'll gift you pro. You can gift people pro on Letterboxd.
Can you? Nice.
Yeah. Maybe that's just your birthday present. Yeah, you can find me on this channel that you're already on.
Always do it. Sometimes you had a good run. You had like 3 weeks in a row. You didn't do it, and now you're back onto it.
Yeah.
You don't need to plug the channel they're already on.
Well, I'm just making sure that they know that I'm doing more stuff on the channel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You can also find me on Letterboxd at Trevor Madsen and on The Basement with my co-host Mark and Epic. We kind of just ramble. It's nothing really special. We're just like, movie, let's ramble about it for 2 hours, and then we call it a show. But if that sounds interesting, you can go check us out at The Basement. But that is the show. We will see you guys on probably Wednesday for Oscar Buzz talking Gothams plus Sunset Circle. We'll also be talking House of Gucci because my God, was it atrocious.
Seeing it tomorrow, so I'm not going to say I'm excited, but interested. We'll go with that.
Yeah. All right. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and so much.